Then we move to the EFDD group, Mr. Carver.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, there's a Scottish, there was a Scottish-British pop group called Delamitri, and they had a very famous song that said, and it was called "Nothing Ever Happens." And the chorus of the song was, "And nothing ever happens at all. The needle returns to the start of the song, and we all sing along like before." And I look at this report and I compare it to Mr. Varainen's earlier report on this subject. And what this comes down to really is the European Union, in my opinion, trying to flex its muscles and really push for this permanent seat on the Security Council. My country has, I would argue, wisely chosen to withdraw from the European Union. Yes, we know Brexit negotiations taking place, and yet we hear Mr. Schulz, who I often, it's one of the funny things about the make-up in this group is that you often find my group voting along with your group as well. But you made a point, sir, when you spoke of, the need to tackle nationalism across the European Union. Now, obviously, I would take you and talk about populism, but this is actually the whole very point. I campaigned to leave the European Union for 21 years. And one of my reasons I became involved, because I could actually see, as the European Union became more integrated, you will see this rise in nationalism. And we've clearly seen this happen now in many states across the 28 member states, soon to be 27. So this call for a single seat on the UN Security Council actually plays, and this happens in the last week of a French presidential election campaign where no doubt Mr. Schulz is horrified by the prospect of Madame Le Pen winning the presidency. But don't you all see with respect that this is actually playing into the hands of those people? We're leaving. Our permanent seat on the Security Council is guaranteed in the United Kingdom. But where would that seat come from? It would have to come from France. So all you're doing is actually looking further. And the great strength of international diplomacy is, say, Sweden, United Kingdom, Lithuania, Finland. We all have a very different perspective on global events. We all have very different national identities, national goals. And surely we could be stronger at the United Nations, taking those messages across from our different areas, but pushing for this single voice for the European Union. I just can't see how the European Union can ever speak for a country such as Sweden, which is traditionally neutral, in the same way as it could for say, France, one of the military powers. So you won't be surprised to hear that I'll be voting against this report, as indeed I voted against the earlier report. Thank you.
Thank you. And then